AS Biology. Welcome. Are you excited for a fun learning session? Make sure you have your book and a pen before we start. Today you are going to learn about the immune system. The immune system. Pathogens are covered in substances called antigens. Every pathogen has its own specific antigen. Antigens are usually proteins or polysaccharides. Antibodies are proteins made by the immune system to destroy pathogens. If microbes make it past the chemical and physical barriers of the body, we rely upon our immune system. The immune system activates when it detects foreign antigens. There are types of cells that the body needs to know do not make up any part of the body systems and so should be removed. These include cancer cells or otherwise abnormal cells, pathogens, the cells of other organisms, for example implanted tissue. Toxins. The body should recognize that the body cells belong to it and not attack. However, there are times when the immune system does attack its own cells. These are called autoimmune disorders. When the immune system encounters a pathogen, there are several outcomes. These are the death of the individual, the recovery of the individual, and with it improved immunity and so defense against that particular disease and sometimes similar diseases. The individual is unaffected. There are two types of immune responses: cellular, humoral. Cellular responses include T cells and phagocytes. Humoral responses include B cells, clonal selection, and stimulates the production of monoclonal antibodies. Humoral responses include B cells, clonal selection, and stimulates the production of monoclonal antibodies. Phagocytes are a type of white blood cell. They carry out a process to remove pathogens from the body by engulfing and breaking down the pathogen. This process is known as phagocytosis and takes place in several steps. Pathogens have antigens on their surfaces. These antigens are unique to that particular pathogen. Phagocytes are able to recognize pathogens by their antigens. Then the cytoplasm of the phagocyte surrounds the pathogen, engulfing it. A phagocytic vacuole forms inside the phagocyte which has the pathogen trapped inside it. Lysosomes then fuse with the phagocytic vacuole and pass through lysosomal enzymes. These enzymes break down the pathogen. The phagocyte uses the antigens from the pathogen to activate the other immune system cells. A T cell are then activated by the phagocytes. This occurs as the phagocyte presents the antigen of the pathogen to the T cell. T cells have receptor proteins on the surface that are complementary to the antigen. T cells are a different type of white blood cells. T cells have proteins that bind to antigens and destroy them. T cells come in different types, and the different types perform different roles within the immune system. Helper T cells stimulate the release of phagocytes, and B cells, cytotoxic T cells, act to kill foreign or damaged cells. A B cell is another type of white blood cell. They are covered with antibodies that bind with antigen. This forms an antigen-antibody complex. These antibodies are found on the membrane of the B cell. Differently shaped antibodies bind to differently shaped antigens. If a B cell meets or forms an antigen-antibody complex, then substances are released that along substances released by the T cells activate B cells, and then the B cell divides into plasma cells. Plasma cells are identical to B cells, and they secrete lots of the antibody specific to the antigen. Plasma cells have antibody functions which include coating the pathogen and making it easier for the phagocyte to engulf it, as well as preventing it from entering host cells. Binding to and neutralizing toxins produced by the pathogen. The response when the immune system encounters a pathogen for the first time. It is quite slow, often taking around 4 to 10 days. The response when the immune system encounters a pathogen for the second time. Due to memory lymphocytes, the response is much quicker.